puțin de bună dimineața viața toată lumea. Într-o dimineață de aprilie în care ninge foarte din abundență. Noi venim cu o soluție pentru ca să ne încălzim și l-a aducem pe Erik Parsons în această dimineață. Bună dimineața și tot înviat, Erik!
Bună dimineața, Marina, și adevărat înviat!
Ne bucurăm foarte mult să te avem alături, mai ales că Erik este câștigătorul campionului bătăliei investițiilor de tendering din 2015 și câștigătorul Cupei Businessului Creativ, ediția națională din 2016. De asemenea, la finalul internațională din Danemarca a intrat în 10 finaliști care și-au pitlit pe scenă ideile lor de afacere. Dar pentru început, Erik va vorbi în engleză, pentru că este mai ușor să le explice. Și înțelege că este limba română. So, Erik, what is your aim Solaris and energy Solaris? How started the idea?
Okay, the idea started in 2012, late 2012, where we were discussing how to do something about reducing the cost of heating for people in Moldova, and also how to do something about climate change. And my mother is actually Swedish, so we knew some solar technology in Sweden. We thought, we can maybe bring that here. It's a solar air technology. And so we thought, we'll bring that here and then maybe we can manufacture it here. But when we started to look at that more seriously, we understood actually we can improve the technology. And that we would need to attract also investment to be able to manufacture. So we began then really with innovation and developing a totally new product. So it didn't start as a plan to do innovation, but it became that.
What is your product? Can you explain how it looks and how it works?
So it's essentially like solar panels, like the solar water collectors, but instead of heating water, you're heating air. So we have panels that are like 1 meter by 2 meters, and they can go on the wall or on the roof of a building for heating the air going into the building. So that's our core product in Solaris.
Yes. So with this product, you participated in some competition. I am referring about the competition that German government, I think it was basically and tendering in 2015. But I want to only on and your participation in Denmark, because as I remember, we didn't have time to ask you how many participants were there? What bring you from?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of the question, but I heard about the participants. So it was a really big event, actually. I didn't know what to expect when going there. There were, I think, 60 or more countries that had their national finalists or their national winner presenting. So, and really, honestly, a lot of the ideas were more advanced than our idea. You know, a lot of the companies had been funded. Some were with products already on the market, significantly. And we didn't even know if we would fit. What is creative? What is a creative business? But I was pleasantly surprised, actually. I mean, we pitched really, really hard, and yeah, so somehow we convinced the jury, and there were like different sub pitching rooms. So they were like, when you have 60 people pitching, you can't do it all at one after the other, unless you want to make the jury crazy. So there were different rooms, different groups of judges. So yeah, so we were very honoured to be selected from in our room as one or two of the teams to go into the semi-finals. And then we had to pitch, I think it was 12 teams, we had to pitch to the whole room in 3 minutes. So it's, you have to know, like, really word for word. I didn't used to believe in this, but it's when you have 3 minutes, it's like you just have to, every slide, every second. And so yeah, so I was happy with that, given the stage of the company. The second part of the
I wanted to ask you what will bring you from this competition. How do you improve your business based on experience on participation in competition?
So I think the main thing is, well, it's nice to be able to say the result, so for promotion. So that has helped, and also we met a lot of people. So a lot of people heard our pitch. So the way it works, I think, in the startup universe is you have a lot of these big events. Well, not so many, but you have certain big events, and people from the other events and other programs and accelerators and so on, they go to those events because they're looking for what are the cool startups coming up. So actually, as a result of the Creative Business Cup final, we got invited to pitch at other events in Germany, especially. So I think, and it helped having gotten to this semi-finals, and so having people having heard the pitch, and then the networking. I think that's the other critical thing, is it's to be really active at the networking moments. So it's not just the time to have a drink or eat, but it's really to go out and look for who is around who could help my business. And even if the people you speak to can't themselves, they may know somebody, or they may know some event that you can apply to. So I'd say the networking, and then the other opportunities that can come worthwhile.
Like this, I wanted to ask you about coming back after the competition. What were the strong points that you have, and the strong and the not that strong moments that you improved when you came back in Moldova?
After the competition, I mean, I think our pitch had been improving going up to the event. I think it's probably improved more. And the other thing is that you, unfortunately or unfortunately, competition, you need to prepare a new pitch. I mean, you still have maybe 80% that is the same, but there are things you need to keep adapting, things you get feedback on the pitch, things that were clear, things that weren't clear. If you have a different audience, there may be some different detail, different new fact that you can use that makes your argument stronger, or you get feedback on visuals, so design companies. Yeah, and another thing, you when you're at these competitions, you get to see the other startups. You see how they're doing things. You see their strengths are, and then you see maybe, okay, what are the things we need to change in the business, or what goals we need to have that will make us more fundable, for example. So yeah, it's, I mean, one thing, you know, you have a lot of the teams doing tech. You'll have the teams, and they'll have like a lot of like PhDs in that area, type of thing. So it's like, we don't have PhDs in that area. So is that, you know? Yeah.
We are on the way to start a new edition of Creative Business Camp, the Gala. I wanted to ask you, why should people, startups, participate in this competition, and what are the needs that they should have, that they should take pay attention?
So why should they participate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a really good way. If you want to do a startup in Moldova, you have to be international. There isn't enough market here to do a business here. So, but that's a good thing. So, okay, so you have to be international. It means you have to be able to pitch in English at an international standard. And yeah, honestly, when I started to get in the ring, that was, you know, really early with pitching. And honestly, personally, I was like, oh God, you know, I didn't enjoy the process of pitching. It's like, maybe there's 5% of people that love to pitch, but the rest of us don't. It's not a natural thing to like go and pretend to, no offense to my American friends, basically be like an American, really promoting, saying we're amazing, blah blah blah. You know, comes Stranios, but that's what you have to learn to do, and it's only through practicing and going out there, participating in this in these events, and you get good feedback from coaches. We had the training here in Moldova, so you have a chance for training. You get good feedback also from judges. You know, there's also support in terms of if you make it through to the international final, you can be supporting in participation. So I do highly recommend participating, even just to understand where you stand in your presentation, to get feedback. And I think Moldova has a really big potential in startups. So go for it. You know.
Yes, in the end, I want to finish this day with a personal question. You are participating at Creative Business Camp, but I think, as I know, your creativity comes from the fact that you are a musician back home. Do you continue with your career as a musician, or how this helped you?
Interessant. Music is so I don't have time, honestly, for music. I have a family and 2 small kids, so that and energy Solaris is more than enough. It's more than enough to keep me busy. Music, yeah, it's funny. Like I never made money from music, and actually ended up going into graphic design from music because it was a way that I could make money doing something creative. But music is pretty cool because it's a lot of logic, it's emotions, it's ideas, it's mathematics. So those are all things that senses of proportion. Those are all things that I think are helpful also in business. So.
like doing business, playing music and making music.
Yeah, and maybe the whole startup thing is like sort of new rock and roll or something. So, not a startup.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Erik, for this interesting conversation in this early morning, snowing in April.
Da, Baba Odochea venit.
Baba Odochea, late Baba Odochea.
Da. Cu plăcere, Marina.
Vreau să vă reamintesc că I'll switch to Romanian. Vreau să vă reamintesc că în această dimineață l-am avut alături pe Erik Parsons, unul dintre fondatorii Solaris, companie care dezvoltă Solaris, un colector solar care ajută să ne încălzim casele, dar nu doar atât. Mai multe puteți să găsiți pagina lor pe Facebook sau pe site-ul oficial Solaris.com. L-am invitat pentru că din Moldova lansează Cupei Businessului, cea de-a treia, cred că e cea de-a patra ediție a Cupei Businessului și a treia ediție a Galei Antreprenoriatului Creativ sau Gala Creativ, care va avea loc în iulie. Noi vom reveni cu detalii în zilele care urmează. Eu vă urez o zi călduroasă, deși căldura mi-a fost stință, un sfârșit de săptămână cât mai reușit. Ne reauzim și la revedere.